There are two things that I am very, very sick and tired of hearing about, especially on ESPN and some of the other media outlets. I'm tired of hearing about Aaron Rodgers and where he's going to play, like that's going to be of anything of significance wherever he decides to play. And the Los Angeles Lakers. I'm tired of them pumping those two I guess stories up. See, I'm personally have my own reservations about Aaron Rodgers after what he did to the Denver Broncos. He practically cost the Denver Broncos 2 seasons. He led them on as if he was going to come out here and play. Denver Broncos ownership hired a head coach based upon the fact that he would possibly be a plus in Aaron Rodgers' decision making as far as where he would decide to play. That went south. The Broncos went south. We wound up getting Russell Wilson, which wasn't bad, but for them to still pump up and hype up Aaron Rodgers like he's this football savior after the debacle that he created in New York with the Jets. I know he was injured. Hey, I'm glad that he recovered. But after that debacle that you put on in New York, and now they're naming possible places for him to go, such as Minnesota. You know, the Minnesota Vikings were supposedly all in on Aaron Rodgers per the media, so to speak. And now we're looking at the Pittsburgh Steelers all in on Aaron Rodgers, according to ESPN and other journalists. Can we please stop making it look like he's going to come in and be so impactful on those teams that it's going to send waves throughout the NFL? Nothing against him personally. It's just the way that he has manipulated teams throughout these past few seasons, had fans hanging on, holding on, hoping that he would come to their teams and disappointing everyone. At least what I could say with Kirk Cousins is that wherever he showed up over the years, he's went there and showed out, improved. He hasn't won a championship, but at least he came in and gave his all and didn't create a lot of drama. So this is my rant about this Aaron Rodgers situation that's going on. The guy has pretty much quote unquote fallen off a cliff, so to speak. And there's going to be a lot of drama surrounding him wherever he decides to go. Like I say, I don't know him as a person, but just from what's been going on, and maybe it's not fair to him. Maybe it's just the fact of what the media is doing and their conversations with him that's making him look as undesirable as a teammate than it actually is. So it's enough with me. I don't know about you. I'm just over it already, you know. And you see the pictures that I have here of some of the other quarterbacks and their legacies, even some of these that may not have won a championship, but their legacies haven't been tainted as much. You're not going to hear them saying, oh, well, Doug Williams was a prima donna, or Dan Fouts did this, that, and the other, or Troy Aikman is, he doesn't, you just don't hear it about none of these guys that I had pictured. Some of them just rolled off into the sunset. So my advice is ESPN and some of these other networks out here, well, especially ESPN, give us a break with all this hyping up of Aaron Rodgers and his next move. And also give us a break about this Los Angeles Lakers supposedly making this push, and you're probably going to wind up hearing them saying, "Oh, they're the favorite to come out of the West." Of course they are. When you go and whatever went on with this deal for them to sign Luka Doncic, who is one of my favorite players, but once again, the media jumps in. The move that was made kind of makes him look like a villain now. When I don't know if it was anything that he had to do with that move that was being made, but of course the Lakers are going to be the favorite. Of course they are. So let's just say for the Denver Nuggets, for example, I'm in Denver and I'm a big Denver Nuggets fan. Let's say the Denver Nuggets went out and some deal happened with the Denver Nuggets where, hey, Cade Cunningham or um, let's see, James Harden decides to sign with the Denver Nuggets, or Kevin Durant decides to sign with the Denver Nuggets, or let alone what this would be like in comparison to what happened with Luka Doncic teaming up with LeBron James in Los Angeles, will be the Denver Nuggets, and somehow SGA winds up joining Nikola Jokic in Denver. So I know I kind of got off topic a little bit with that, but it's just, I'm sure I'm not the only one feeling this way. It's just enough with the Aaron Rodgers story. You guys jumped all over with Russell Wilson, saying he was washed and he was done and this, that, and the other about him. But you're somehow acting like Aaron Rodgers is going to come in and lead a team to the Super Bowl. And I would like to hear honestly what Mike Tomlin has to say about the situation. Is it the media that's hyping this up, or is the truth that hasn't been told yet is that Mike Tomlin doesn't want anything to do with Aaron Rodgers in Pittsburgh? So let me know what you think in the comment section. I'm not trying not to speak ill will of this guy, but you gotta say something and shut this media down because they're setting you up for failure. And as much as they are hyping you up, Aaron Rodgers, to be the savior of whatever franchise you decide to join, if you get there and things don't work out, now you become the laughing stock for all these media outlets. So just stop with it. There's a lot of other teams out here, a lot of other interesting players that can make moves that will be a lot more impactful to their new teams. And there are a lot of other teams out here that we can focus on other than hearing about the Los Angeles Lakers and what they're doing. Appreciate you watching. Thanks. Like, share, subscribe. Goodbye. I'm out.